Okay, good morning. Welcome to 5 Minute Feldy, and coming to you. And now I'm in St Kilda Road, looking on to Faulkner Park. It's rather nice here on a Tuesday morning. Bit of blue sky, a bit of cloud. Okay, so our mini Feldenkrais movement lesson. Best to do this sitting down, although you could do it lying down as well. But just simply get comfortable and feel your pelvis. If you're sitting in a chair, feel the pelvis, the sit bones sitting on the seat of the chair. Or if you're lying down, feel the back of the pelvis lying on the floor. And could you please roll the pelvis forwards and backwards? So, or if I'm facing this way, so it's like the pelvis is a big heavy ball. We roll it forwards a little bit and backwards a little bit. You may have done movements like this before. We've done this in this 5-minute Feldy. So the pelvis rolls back, you draw your belly in, the pelvis rolls forwards, arch your back, you get a bit taller. Okay, leave that go. And please think of the pelvic floor. Feel that sort of layer of muscle connective tissue, anus and genitals, that's at the bottom of the bowl, that's your pelvis. And could you just activate the pelvic floor? Feel that you squeeze, pull it up a little bit, and you let it go. Try that a couple of times. Squeeze and let go. And I wonder, when you activate the pelvic floor, does the pelvis move a little bit? Does it change in its tilt? Have a rest, and let's see if we can combine those two things together, the pelvic floor and the pelvic rock. Could you roll the pelvis backwards, which means the wings at the top move back, your belly draws in, and return. It's like you shift to the back of the sit bones. And as you do that, could you squeeze the pelvic floor and then release as you return the pelvis to the starting position? Try that a few times. And can you imagine that your pelvic floor squeezing pulls on the tailbone? So if we look at it from side on, it's like there's the tailbone, and you pull on the tailbone, and that rolls the pelvis back and release. So you activate the pelvic floor, and of course the whole pelvic floor activates, but you're thinking of the rear half of the pelvic floor pulling on the tailbone, and this rolls the pelvis back, and you release. And try that a few times. Okay, and then let that go. Pause, have a rest. Now, try it the other way. Could you roll the pelvis forwards and imagine let's see, if we've got it side on, that the pelvic floor you activate the pelvic floor, it pulls on the pubic bone to roll the pelvis forward. So pull the pubic bone down. And release, try that a few times. I'll just give you the instructions again. So you're going to roll the pelvis forwards, and as you do that, imagine you're going to contract the pelvic, you're going to contract the pelvic floor, but you're going to imagine that it's pulling at the front, pulling down on the pubic bone, and that rolls the pelvis forwards. Your belly goes forwards, the back arches a little bit, and release. So try that a couple of times. I'll just say the instructions again, but just keep going. You activate the pelvic floor, imagine it pulls the pubic bone down, and that helps you roll the pelvis forwards, and you release. The wings of the pelvis roll forwards and release. Activate the pelvic floor, pull on the pubic bone and release. Okay, leave that go. Pause a moment. And now let's try this, that you're going to activate the pelvic floor, hold it activated while you roll the pelvis forwards and backwards a few times. So in your own time, activate the pelvic floor and hold it. Keep it activated for a little while as you roll the pelvis forwards and backwards a few times. You're doing the pelvic rock. The pelvis rolls forwards, rolls backwards, holding the pelvic floor, and then let go. And then try that one more time. So you're going to Hold the pelvic floor while you roll the pelvis forwards and backwards a few times. Keep breathing, of course. I haven't mentioned the breath, but breathe easily. Let go, and that's it. Just have a rest and come back to simply noticing, how do you feel now after what we've done? What's your sense of the pelvis sitting on the seat if you're sitting? What's your sense of the feeling in the pelvic floor? And breathe easily. Okay, that'll do. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe, keep moving, and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.